What up, guys? It's Alex here. This video will be different from my previous videos in the sense that I won't be highlighting a Nissan today. I'm actually going to be talking about my new truck. So previously I had a 2017 Nissan Titan XD diesel, and it was a Platinum Reserve, which means it was the fully loaded version of the truck, you know, better interior, better seats, and the whole shebang in terms of package. That truck inherently has a problem. And long story short, you know, Nissan discontinued that truck after 4 or 5 years of production and severed the relationship with Cummins. I'm not sure what more there is to say about that other than that Nissan's no longer producing the truck and the support for the diesel motor is diminished. So with that said, the inherited problem that I'm referring to is that the crankshaft of the diesel motor will spontaneously crack and snap in half. And now, again, it's probably just paranoia setting in, but the number of people having this problem is pretty high. Now, again, if you look at a sample population such as Facebook and the people reporting it, that's what you call a sample population. So, you know, negativity will speak louder than positivity, you know, so it's a matter of the people speaking up, which makes it seem like it's a large amount of people, but who knows? I mean, the numbers are pretty high. Matter of fact, that if you look on various Titan-related Facebook groups, it's almost every other day that you see someone saying, mine happened, my motor went out, my crankshaft snapped, and then the next day someone will say, mine did too. You know, it's just an alarming amount of people having this problem. And with that said, because the truck is no longer in production, the motor is going to be end of life here within the next 7 years, meaning, you know, Cummins is going to stop supporting the motor. I don't want to be caught dead on the side of the road with a crankshaft that has snapped while I'm trailering my Z's or, you know, some kind of family road trip or something like that leaves us stranded on the road. I did end up buying a extended warranty through Nissan, the Security Plus warranty. It was like an extra like $5 or $6 grand. But again, they only covered for 3 more years. That's not a insurance policy, a guarantee that something's, you know, gonna be prevented, right? So for me, it was best decision to get rid of the truck, trade it in while it was still in very good running condition. There wasn't a dent or scratch on it other than just, you know, having general wear and tear from being a 2017 Nissan Titan with, I think it had about 75,000 miles on it. Anyways, so with all that said, it was time to move up into a different truck. Of course, it's a diesel for all my towing needs. So in this case, lo and behold, I traded up to a Chevy. This is the Chevy Silverado, the 3500 HD. This is the LTZ configuration. Now, yep, I don't need a dually. That's ridiculous. This thing can pull a house off of the foundation. Absolutely. The horsepower on this thing is 470 horsepower and 975 foot-pounds of torque. That's insane. But like I said, I don't need a truck this big. I honestly don't. But here's the weird thing is, for a Chevy 2500, you know, the step below this truck, it was only a $4,000 price difference with the same like-for-like package configuration. So it literally meant no sense to me unless, you know, if I just wanted to save $4,000, but, you know, in the sense of a loan duration, what's $4,000 more on top of an existing loan, right? So it made sense for me to get the dually. So anyways, of course, I like my black vehicles, so this is a very nice, rich black paint job from Chevy. You know, it looks very good. Brand new. I think it has just, I don't know, like 600 miles on it. We already took it on our first road trip. We went to Florida with it. But check this thing out, guys. It's a massive truck. Nice tow mirrors. Got the step rails for the kids to climb in. These are the polished aluminum wheels that Chevy offers. And what's really exciting is this has an 8-foot bed. Actually, it's 8 foot 4 inches. The Titan I had, it was only a 6.5 foot bed, which is fine for most trucking needs. But if you ever go to Home Depot, you want to buy some sheetrock or some plywood, you're not going to be able to fit that in the back of a 6.5 foot bed without opening the tailgate and leaving the tailgate open. I can fit a sheet of plywood and close the tailgate. That's what I want in a truck. Now, way back when, I had a 2008 Titan, and it was a crew cab. It was an LE. and it had the long bed, and that's a rare configuration, and it was an 8-foot bed, and I could do that. And when I got the XD after trading that in, it was like, oh man, I lost my 8-foot bed. It sucks, but it is what it is. But now I got my 8-foot bed back. I love it. So much capacity here. So before I go show off the interior, I want to show what cool features the truck bed has. We'll start off with the tailgate here. Now this is a electric power assist tailgate. Check this out. Sorry, I didn't press it hard enough. Power assist tailgate. Now I already added the bed extender. Now what I like about bed extenders, granted I just said this is an 8-foot bed. I don't need a bed extender like this, you know? But what I like about having a bed extender, yeah, I could put a bigger load than 8 foot in here. I can have like, you know, I don't know if it's 10 foot, you know, 2x4s or whatever would actually fit. But, you know, of course I could extend it. But the reason why I like these bed extenders is more so for the compartmentalization of putting stuff back here and siloing it among the rest of the bed, so that way everything is contained back here and not rolling around. So if you go to the grocery store or you go to Home Depot, you want to keep everything contained as best as possible. So that's why I got this bed extender. This is not a genuine Chevy accessory. This is something I bought off of Amazon. It was like $300. So this is a great purchase, and I strongly feel that all truckers, you know, all truck owners should have one of these. Again, it's to extend the bed, of course, if you have anything, you know, less than 8-foot bed, but just to have things siloed off, it's a good idea. Now the toolbox there, that is my Titan's toolbox. It's the actual genuine Nissan OEM toolbox, in the sense that, you know, Titans have that utility track that runs in alongside the beds there, the bed sides. Where the toolbox would actually just glide in with its wheels. Now, you know, I don't feel it's necessary for me to go out and buy a new toolbox. I like this toolbox. It's really nice quality. It's a genuine, you know, Nissan accessory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make some brackets and, you know, make it fit back there. There is some mounting points back there that Chevy has. Chevy assumes that people are going to put truck toolboxes in. So I'll go ahead and take advantage of it, and I'll just weld something up and make it happen. So for now, it's just sitting back there. So it works. So that's enough of the toolbox and truck bed here. So if you press the button again, it folds up on its own. Check that out. Now, again, before we go inside the truck itself, check out some of the specs. The key fob here has a remote start, which I know a lot of newer vehicles does, and it actually has the tailgate button here to lower and raise as well. So you can actually lower it by double pressing it, and it comes down. Pretty slick. Now to raise it, you double press and then you hold on the second press. So check this out. Now I'm holding it down. Now if I was to let go, it would come back down. So anyway, that's just pretty slick, coming out from the grocery store or Home Depot and having your tailgate popped ready to go for you. Anyway, so let's take a look at the truck itself. Let's start off with the back seats before we work our way into the front seats here. So this again is the LTZ configuration. LTZs are a step below the High Country. The High Country is like the Platinum Reserve in the Nissan world. It's a more luxurious package, but believe it or not, this particular LTZ package is as loaded as it gets before going to High Country, before getting the the two-tone leather and the two-tone dashboard and different color stitching. So this is pretty much as loaded as it gets. So leather seats in the back, you know, everything's pretty much normal back here for a full modern truck. You got your flip down armrest cup holder there, pretty cool. What's really interesting is that the middle seat here actually has a headrest. I've never really seen that in a truck before, so that's pretty unique. But yeah, I mean, everything back here is pretty much standard. You got your heated seats back here. You got your individual AC vents there to adjust. But yeah, that's pretty much it back here. Nothing out of the ordinary. What's interesting is my Platinum Reserve Titan had the DVD headrests, and now the key word there was DVD. Who uses DVD nowadays? That we never used it because we don't own DVDs. We have Blu-rays, so that was pretty much a useless feature to us. And I really want to make sure that my next vehicle purchase was not having DVD headrests. I mean, if it was Blu-ray headrests, that's cool, but more so my kids watch movies on their tablets, and it's just really not a feature that I even care about. So I'm glad it didn't come with that feature, if that was even one to have. So moving into the front seat here, the driver's seat. So very luxurious package, very tech-loaded package. This has the technology package number 2, I think is what they call it. Driver seat's your typical driver seat with the, I think it's a 5-way adjustable seat. The truck actually came with a separate set of floor mats that are carpet versus these, like, you know, WeatherTech floor mats. These are actually a genuine Chevy, you know, accessory. So I'm going to keep these in here. The carpets are great, but it's a truck. I imagine that I'll be coming in here with dirty feet on occasion. It's just easier to rinse these out with a hose. You know, that's pretty much a trucker's way of doing things. So if we get in here, now this is a 2024 Chevy, right? The 23 is an older, had different interior. This is the revised interior, and I've been waiting for a few months to get this truck because of this revised interior, mostly because of all the technology package, like the digital dash right there. It's all customizable, and this has Android Auto. I think the previous Chevy did have the Android Auto, but it was a much smaller screen. This is a 13.3 inch screen, and the previous screen, I want to say, was like a 6.5 inch screen, or maybe 7-inch screen. Yeah, that would have been suitable, but I tell you what, when you're on a road trip, you got your GPS up, having a larger screen to glance down real quick on where you're headed and what your next turn is, that was worth the wait, in my opinion. So this is why I wanted to wait. I want to get the bigger screen. So we'll go ahead and start this up. I'm gonna check that out. I'll go ahead and close the door here. Gives you a warning every once in a while, and I'll go ahead and hit OK here. Cool. So I have my phone here, and it's going to be wirelessly connected, and it's already playing music. Check that out. Let's turn that up for a second. Pretty cool. All right, we'll go ahead and turn that down, and we'll just pause it for now. All right. So to talk about this interior here, like I said, it's Android Auto, which I have on my phone. I like Google services. My phone's an Android. This does have the ability for Apple Play as well. But again, I use Android. So the whole dash is customizable. You can change the whole tachometer, the speedometer. You can change what information you're viewing on your screen. That's all digital. And same with on the infotainment here. You have a lot of options here, a lot of settings, Android Auto here. If you go to the menu here for all your apps, it has, you know, Messenger, Facebook Messenger, whatnot, weather. What's really cool though is I use Microsoft Teams for work, and this supports that. So when I get a message from work, it comes up on here, and you know, I'm able to read that while driving, which is pretty cool because I got this truck while I was on vacation, and my team had to message me, and it was really cool just reading the message while driving. And that was a kind of a pleasant surprise. I didn't know that was capable of doing that with Microsoft Teams. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty cool truck, guys. Yeah, it's expensive, super expensive as a matter of fact, but you know, I make good money. I'm not bragging. I work hard for my money, and this is a truck I've been waiting for. You know, going back to the Diesel Titan conversation here, the reason why I bought a Diesel Titan was, you know, with the mindset of having a diesel, I thought I could tow anything. I thought that if there was ever an opportunity where I wanted to buy a fifth wheel, an RV, and I wanted to pull it, I could do that with a Diesel Titan. Now, there was a situation where we were looking at a fifth wheel, and disappointingly, the dealership said, of the fifth wheel said, no, your Titan can't safely pull it and stop safely. It's underrated for that. And I was like, what? This is a diesel. And mind you, I'm more into the Japanese tuner cars with my Z's. You know, I'm not much of at the time, I wasn't much of a diesel guy. I didn't have a full understanding of what was capable of a truck. But now that I've learned a little bit, I'm not saying I'm a genius with this stuff, I'm still learning. I still wanted that capability of being able to tow anything I want to put, you know, hook up to my truck, whether it's a gooseneck, an RV, a fifth wheel, whatever. Yes, I still have my 24-foot race trailer, enclosed race trailer, and I have my flatbed trailer as well. But like I said, this truck's more than capable of pulling whatever it is I want to pull with it. But that's what I want. I want to be able just to not have any worry about whether or not this truck could perform the way I want it to. So that's why I was like, you know what? I can afford it. I'm gonna go ahead and trade in my truck, put some money down, and I got this 3500, so I'm pretty happy with it. So going back to the features, you know, it has the typical digital climate control. It has an exhaust brake, which actually works pretty well. Has lane assist notification. It won't steer your steering wheel, but it'll notify you if you're drifting by vibrating your seat accordingly. And you can pop your tailgate here electronically from the cabin here, which is pretty cool. Traction control disabled. It has your built-in trailer brake controller, which is pretty sweet. This is all pretty much normal for climate control these days. This is the first I've seen where a vehicle comes with both USB-A and USB-C. That's pretty slick. And so over here we have your four-wheel drive, your lights right here, whether it's your tack lights as it's called, your truck bed lights, and also your typical drive lights. And also what's pretty cool is it has your heads-up display. A heads-up display is something that shoots a projection. Let me turn off this and maybe you can see it. I'm not sure if you can. Let me brighten it up a little bit. It shoots your speedometer and turn-by-turn direction. There it is. You can kind of see it where it says 0 miles an hour. See that right there? That's pretty slick. And it changes, what you're doing. And if you change your audio, it'll display the track. That's pretty cool having a heads-up display in the vehicle. I like that a lot. But yeah, I mean, this truck is fully advanced. I like it. What's cool about here in the center console, wireless phone charger built into the truck. Pretty slick. The phone's fully charged right now. There it goes. And what's also cool, it has a power inverter, 400 watt power inverter, which you don't need to turn on. Once it detects that you plug something in, it automatically turns on the power inverter, and it lights up there as well. And then it also has another USB and USB-A and USB-C. And within down there, it's all lit down there with an LED. So this truck is pretty sweet, guys. I'm pretty excited to have it for all my truck and towing needs. Much bigger of a truck than what my Titan was, and much more of a towing capacity than what the Titan was. Oh, I forgot to mention, it does have a sunroof, which was a really pleasant surprise. Let's see if I can get this to slide out. Yeah, check that out. Yeah, my Titan, being a Platinum Reserve, did not have that. I don't know what Nissan was doing, but that was a little bonus feature, I guess. So, anyways, pretty slick truck, guys. I really like it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. This is my first time owning something that's not Nissan, believe it or not. My first vehicle was my Black Z over there. I've had nothing but Nissans my entire life. I've never purchased anything that wasn't a Nissan. And so here I am sitting in a Chevy, and it feels weird, kind of, When I was washing the truck today, I was, wiping off the Chevy emblem on the front, which is kind of weird. But overall, man, this truck is just awesome. I'm pretty happy, pretty proud of myself for being able to afford this, and make some goals be accomplished and make them happen. So, but yeah, guys, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you think. I will say I did test drive the Ram 25 and 3500. Three reasons why I did not like the Ram. Let me turn down the AC. I apologize, it's pretty loud. The three reasons why I didn't like the Ram. First reason was that the suspension is a bit stiffer. I know they have two variations, where one variation will have coil springs in the back, and the other variations will have leaf springs. And I definitely want leaf springs for the towing capacity and the ability to hold the weight. But overall, it was a very stiff truck as far as suspension. I did not like the way my back felt in it. And if you guys didn't know, I have a really messed up back, looking at disc fusion here within the next year or so. So right now, comfort is everything for me. The other reason why I didn't like the truck, the interior felt a bit more plasticky. It was cramped. It wasn't as wide and as comfortable as a Chevy. It felt like you were kind of sitting closer together, and wasn't as wide and comfortable. And the third reason is that they're more expensive. And it's not a slam against Ram. I'm sure it's worth every penny, but they were more of an expensive truck, and I just didn't feel it was. I didn't see the justification of that for myself, so that's why I went to Chevy. Now Ford, I know Ford knows how to build a truck. I'm just not a Ford guy. Not knocking other Ford guys. I know the F350 and 450 are very capable trucks. It's just not my style. I'm just not into Fords really all that much. But that being said, the Chevy was kind of the winner in terms of my selection. And again, I did test drive all three to make sure I was choosing a well-rounded decision here. But anyway, all right, guys, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think. Really stoked to have a dually, my first dually, and I guess this will be my tow rig for going to future car shows and possibly some track events like HPDE days for, you know, high performance driver education days. So anyway, I guess I'll catch you guys later.